Hello, everybody. It's your main man, Flip Bayless, back again. It's been a minute, had some technical difficulties, but we're back with my man, Unbiased Mystics Journalist. Man, say what's up.
Yo, what's up? We gonna talk games or?
Yeah, we talk games. We jump
Yeah.
right into it.
Let's talk games.
All right. First up, we'll go with the least exciting one, in my opinion. Sharks tied. Um,
It's gonna be
the
a
Sharks are gonna win.
complete wash. Yeah, that's gonna be an easy win for Sharks.
Yeah, Sharks are gonna win. It could get rough out there, you know. Rogelio Gil probably shouldn't play. I'm gonna keep it real. He should be on the bench this game. Tide has
Yeah,
secured the first overall pick, and the Sharks have secured playoffs. So there's really nothing to play for.
I think the only thing that the Thai should do is start playing their unplayed players, seeing on how they'll do, just to test out
Yeah,
for next season.
yeah, just get those young guys out there, those raw talents.
They have a lot of potential, but it's not this season.
All right, we go Frogs Comets next. If that's cool with you.
Yeah, yeah.
This is gonna be a big game. They're playing to get into the playoffs. Only one spot left. They're both fighting for it. I'm not sure what the Comets need to happen outside of them winning, or if it's just whoever wins makes it. But
I
it'll
think
be
the
exciting.
comments need to shut out because of point differential.
Oh, yeah. So
Hold
that'll
on,
be exciting.
because if all the Frogs need to do is just keep it like I think 1 or 2 points
Hmm.
or win, and they're in. But
Yeah.
if not, then the comments make it in.
Yeah. Do we know if Jaden Little's back in the lineup?
I do not know. I doubt they will play it because
Yeah.
there's been times where their GM has said that they don't want to win.
Yeah.
They
They want that second overall pick. I've heard.
have some very good talents on
Hmm.
in the draft.
Yeah. Like my grandson Philip
Yeah,
Bayless. Had to shout it out. Haven't made episodes since the draft class got released. I'll get more into that in the mock draft.
yeah,
I'll leave that to the side. We'll talk about the games right now. We go Dragons Knights. I don't really have any much more to say about the Frogs Comets.
yeah. Neither do I.
Yeah.
Knights Dragons is probably out of the main rivalries. It's probably the most, I guess, aggressive,
Yeah.
most
The most heated.
yeah, the most heated one.
Yeah. Um, and that's mainly just because the Dragons fans want someone to be mad at all times. They need someone to blame for something, so they just default to the Knights and the refs.
I mean, I think season one they were all over the Frogs,
Oh
and
yeah,
then season
yeah.
two was Phantoms. I
Mm-hmm.
guess this season they're right back to Knights.
Yep. It's always got to be someone with them Dragons fans, man. Like, it's the
There's a
worst.
couple there's a couple cool ones,
Yeah, there's
but
a couple cool ones, but like majority of them are, um,
terrifying.
yeah. But in terms of the game, I think the Knights might pull this one out.
If the Knights win, then we might see Quinn McHugh get MVP.
Yeah, this could be his MVP solidifying game. We came into the season with Lee Cho being the number one and Quinn McHugh as like his Scottie Pippen type deal. And
Yeah,
Quinn McHugh has just
he's
surpassed all expectations. Lee Cho went down with that injury. Quinn McHugh stepped up even further than he already had.
and Licho seems that he's taking it fine. He's
Yeah.
completely okay with Quinn McHugh showing off.
And he's just happy to be in the playoffs, man.
Very scary team once
Hmm.
playoffs arrive.
Yeah. But if we see a Dragons win, Tobias Fonseca might secure that MVP. He's up there in the race.
I have him as actually my number four.
Really?
He has recently he's been good, but
Hmm.
not MVP levels like we've
Yeah.
seen with our top three.
He's still
And
leading turnovers, right?
yeah,
Mm.
I think we're not going to see that high of defensive players in MVP
Yeah.
rankings until we get some more stats.
Hmm. He might win that Defensive Player of the Year, though. He
Yeah,
probably will.
he's my leading player
Yeah.
in that one.
Yeah. I got Quinn McHugh up there for MVP. Um,
Mine is Marcus Evans, then Quinn McHugh.
Marcus Evans has been going off, though. That's just amazing to see.
It's just the clutch factor
Yeah.
that's driving his train.
Yeah. Jaden Little's coming like a Robert Horry type of player, only hitting them clutch shots, not really doing much otherwise.
Really good third option for any team if they
Yeah.
want him.
Yeah. I think the GM still has hopes though. I've heard that he's unwilling to trade Jaden Little at the moment. Just from hearing around, talking to other GMs, he's kind of off limits
Yeah,
right now. Want to keep him on there.
both of the littles on the comments should be off limits for them.
Yeah, Wiley and Jaden. They got that new guy, Cody Cooper though. They're putting him in, getting him some reps. That's great to
He had a
see.
good game.
Yeah, he had a solid game.
I think 2 weeks ago he had a really good game. It was
Hmm.
against the Phantoms where they lost still, but they got a good amount of points for
Yeah,
not having that much.
yeah. He'll be exciting to watch next season for sure. Um, yeah, I still think the Knights are gonna win. I think that's kind of 50-50, you know. Either team could win. Dragons still fighting for that bye. Same with the Sharks, but the Sharks are gonna win. Like Tide aren't winning.
Well, for both of those teams, they are praying that the Phantoms and the Dragons, or Sharks in for the Dragons
Hmm.
case, lose. Because if the Phantoms win their game, then
Yeah.
automatic bye.
And that's exciting. And I'm pretty sure the Mystics can secure a bye if all three of the 7-2 teams lose and they win.
Yeah,
So,
because I think they're tied with point differential with the
mhm,
Phantoms.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Man,
This will be an exciting week. Might see some shifts in the standings. You might see someone come out as your MVP front runner, as this is the last week of the season. Um,
yeah, very
someone's
close. This
yes,
entire year, very close.
yeah. Octavio Bren has kind of fallen off. For a while, I had him at my number one.
Same with Francisco Sage. He
Yeah,
was
he
front
he
running for a
was.
while, and then he fell off, having like 0 point games. I think three
Yeah,
times,
yeah.
3 or 2.
Dragons are like the staple of inconsistency in the FSL, though. They've never
Yeah.
been consistent, not one time.
Hopefully, they can stay consistent for the playoffs, or
Yeah,
else
yeah.
they're it's done.
I don't want to speculate too much on the playoffs because we won't know the matchups and everything. But when the season started, I had the Knights as the worst team in the league. I just didn't think they drafted too well. They proved me wrong, of course, but I still don't think they're gonna repeat. I think we
I
could
thought
see
the
Sharks going back.
I thought the Knights, just coaching wise, I thought their coaching was going to be the driving factor because with all these
Hmm.
new players, we couldn't really understand on how each player would go. I mean, we've seen like Quinn McHugh, Francesco Sage, Brenny Bronk, just like all these great players in the late rounds that we did not expect to be that well. So I was basing most of my things based off of coaching.
Yeah, I went a lot of like how balanced their draft was. Most teams drafted pretty balanced, but like I just didn't feel too confident in Lee Cho to lead the team, and I didn't think Quinn McHugh was going to be that good. So I had the Knights pretty low, but they're middle of the pack. They could go back to the big game. Who knows?
If they win, then I think this will be the first time that we will see most of the playoff teams having a positive record because I'm pretty sure
Hmm.
most seasons so far has been like around 4-ish. We begin seeing like 4, like 5-5 and lower
Yeah.
teams, but
Didn't
yeah,
the Dragons make season one playoffs at like 2-5?
I think
Yeah, I
yeah,
think they did. That was ridiculous.
it was. I don't. I think once we get more players, we're gonna see a lot more
Yeah, and potential
even
expansion.
standings.
You know, if we
We
expand to like
know.
10 teams, 12 teams,
I think 10 teams should be a good
yeah,
start.
I think
In
I
that
think going by twos. This is just a
that's the
quick thing. Oh my bad, I didn't mean to
that's
cut
the
you off.
draft. No,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's just the draft. If we add 4 teams, so many of like I'm pretty sure the Comets will end up having the 5th pick or 6th pick
Well,
if we
I
do that.
think I think the way it would work is they would like the teams that didn't make the playoffs would get like the top two picks, and then the expansion teams would come after, and then the playoff teams.
But there's also teams like the Frogs that
Hmm.
really are just in the playoffs because the other 2 teams are incredibly bad.
Yeah.
And they need the draft to become contenders. And if we have 4 other teams taking top players, then I don't know.
Yeah, I think going in pairs of two should be good.
Yeah.
And this is just a quick shout to everybody in the Discord. Stop asking for expansion. We're like, I really want to implement delaying it. Did y'all keep asking? It's just like it'll
Yeah.
happen when it happens.
Every if I scroll down, most of it ends up being expansion.
Yeah.
Hey, we should add expansions. Like
Have you guys thought about
so much.
expanding yet? Like, it's probably at least half of the suggestions. Because if you scroll down, it gets really bad near the start.
And there's some people who I'm not saying names who said this asked for expansion like 5 times in the suggestion,
Yeah.
which is crazy. After
I'm
the
seeing some
comments say,
delayed expansion, which is
I
nice
said,
to see.
yeah, I've seen someone say don't expand.
You don't expand Percy
Make up for all
Willis.
the scourges, asking to expand.
Mm-hmm. Delayed expansion. Anytime someone says expansion, we push it back by a season. That's what you like to see. Yeah. I mean, that's really all I got. Um, if you had anything else you wanted to add,
The Mystics and Phantoms game.
yeah, that'll be interesting. I
I think
mean,
that's going to be the overtime game this week.
yeah, I had some prediction scores. We didn't really get into it, but I got the Sharks beating the Tide 6-4, Knights beating the Dragons 8-7, Phantoms beating the Mystics 10-9 in overtime, and I got the Comets beating the Frogs 6-2.
Actually, that's pretty close to what I've had.
Yeah.
I had the Mystics Phantoms game being 7-8.
Mm,
Mystics to win in overtime.
yeah.
As for no biased reason at all, totally.
Yeah, I'm not biased either.
Yeah, definitely.
No bias for me. Never. I've never done that. All right. That's all we got for you today. Thank you for coming on the show. It's
Thank you for
been
having
been
me.
a pleasure. Yeah, we'll have you back sometime in the off season. Talk about the
I would love to
drafts,
be there.
all things. Yeah.